Am I doing the intro?
You might as well now you've said that.
Well, howdy, partner. Welcome to the Wild Wild West. I'll be your host, Joe Giddens, also known as the Weirdo, and here's my deputy. His name is...
I am the beardo.
Welcome to the town. Look around, you might see the local whore, some sidewalks, and if you look carefully, you'll see them heroes, the Magnificent Seven, hunting some bandits.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw, cowboy!
We like making mediocre films about cowboys. Woohoo!
Hello, and welcome to A Beardo and a Weirdo Talk Movies.
I believe it's called a talk film. We live in the United States of Kingdom of England.
Film or movies? I always...
I prefer film because we are great and British, I believe is the terminology required, and I've already started rubbing my nipples.
Okay, so we'll start this week by saying we'll be reviewing The Magnificent Seven, which we both saw this week.
Yeah, when we review it, are we just going to go straight for spoilers, or should we just warn people now that we're going to spoil it?
We could do the plot first and then have like a spoilers section.
Yeah, we could just try and talk about
we'll
it
try
in an
and
unspoilery way.
Five minutes of it talking about it, and then we'll ruin it for you.
Yeah, so we'll try and give you... Whoops, I kicked the mic. That's not good. I'll try and give you some warning, so because we realised that unlike the other films we reviewed, this film is like about 2 weeks old. So yeah, but we'll get to that. Yeah. Before we do, we've just seen the new Pirates of the Caribbean trailer.
Say trailer.
It was like... it was a minute and a half of Javier Bardem looking like a strange sort of leaky sponge. Javier Bardem.
The man with the deepest voice in film.
I don't think that's quite true.
He has a very deep voice.
He has got that crazy Mexican sort of, it sounds so good. He's amazing in No Country for Old Men. With
and who was
that
he?
bowl haircut.
Insanely good-looking cowboy? Not cowboy, I've got cowboys on my mind. Pirate?
I'm not sure who that guy was. He was some young dude.
Okay. Well, he looks good.
He's far too handsome to be convincing. He's got way too many teeth in his head.
What did you think of Pirate Caribbean franchise now the trilogy's over and there's been a solo film?
Well, you need to think about this, right? Since the first one was released, it's been like 14 years now.
14 years?
Which is crazy. Like, that's nearly my whole life if you
take away about
really
8
bad
years.
Maths. Yeah. No, because I remember going to actually see that one at the cinema, and that one I really loved, and I still like it now. The other two they made, which they brought out like a year after the other, that was just a massive CGI fest. There was good points in it, but...
good acting in it as well. Some of the pirates, Barbossa.
And they had Bill Nye as Davy Jones. Jack Sparrow. He must...
Did you know that Pirates of the Caribbean was a ride before it was a movie?
Yes, I'm aware. Who do you think I am? You know. Some sort of fool. I went on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Paris, and it looks so old and shit now.
Look at me, I've got a passport. I can go to places.
Well, yeah, that's what it's for. That's the first holiday I've been on in 1900 years. Well, no, it was decent.
How old are you, 14 or 1900?
6 or 52. I'm not sure which. But yeah, I mean, like you said, it's only like about a minute of actual footage. You get a taste for the villain. He obviously looks quite creepy. From what I understand, he's like this ghost pirate dude who wants to get Jack Sparrow to go to hell.
Ghost pirates seem to be back again.
I thought they already did that with Barbossa.
Do you reckon there'll be a scene where Jack Sparrow kind of dies and everyone thinks he's dead, but he actually isn't?
And he's actually saved the day.
And he's actually saved the day.
That seems highly likely. I don't know. Is Johnny Depp going to start swinging punches at women? We don't know.
In real life?
If he goads them to it. No, yeah, it looks okay. I mean, it's been like 6 or 7 years since the last one came out.
Probably.
Which is crazy, and that made like over a sweet bill.
$1 billion.
Which is a lot of money. But I guess Johnny Depp's films, unless they're terrible, i.e. Mordecai, then...
Yeah, but Johnny Depp is just now Jack Sparrow in every film he's ever in, so he might as well just keep making Pirate of the Caribbean films till he dies.
Except for Alice in Wonderland, where he just drops into this strange Scottish accent for no apparent reason. Even my accent of his accent.
He's just sort of mad.
And that made over $1 billion as well.
Mad Jack Sparrow.
It's just mad. The Red Queen.
Anyway, some other film news. Christopher Nolan is getting $20 million up front and 20% of the gross for the World War II epic Dunkirk.
Oh, I haven't seen the trailer for that.
That's the most paid since Peter Jackson got King Kong. And we all know how that turned out to be.
Oh, that scene where they're running along with the raptors and that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's so obviously green screen. But do you think Christopher Nolan is worth it?
I think if he uses Head and Shoulders, he will be. No. In all honesty, he's probably one of the best directors of the last 20 years when you look at his resume.
Maybe.
You've got Memento, you've got Inception, you've got The Dark Knight. Those are like some of the greatest films of the last 20 years, as I said. I know he's done a lot of other stuff which doesn't come instantly to mind, but it's pretty fucking awesome.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's alright. The problem is when you get a pay deal like that sets records, then everyone sort of expects the film to be amazing.
Yeah, that's the thing. But what film did you say it was for again?
Dunkirk.
Oh, is that the one that's got that shithead from One Direction in?
No idea. I doubt he would have been cast in it.
Oh no, I'm sure they made a big deal of
It's
it
like
being
a
like
big.
who's in it? Tom
big,
Hardy.
Big
It's Tom Hardy.
budget. I don't know.
Tom Hardy's in everything. Tom Hardy and Michael Fassbender are in every film.
Do you know what Tom Hardy
Ever.
isn't in?
No.
The next Batman film. What
don't
do
know
you
that for sure.
think that Ben Affleck has confirmed the next Batman film will be called?
The Disappointing Night.
What do you think the next Batman film is going to be
Is
called?
it going to be called The Batman?
Yep.
Oh, holy shit.
Yep, it's just called The Batman.
Well, he gets 10 out of 10 for originality and 6 out of 5 for being shit. But no, I mean, it's got... it can't be worse than Batman versus Superman, which is a good thing. Or can it? Oh no, what have I done?
It could be worse. But everyone's going on about Ben Affleck being on his own doing this, so good luck to him.
On doing this.
He seems to be good at Batman and life.
Batman and life and Batman and life and Batman and life.
Ben
Pure crap. You
Affleck.
can't say that. Pure crap. You can't say that. I think we should make a song out of that. Did you listen to the teaser from yesterday?
Yes, I listened to all of them. No, I didn't. Sorry. What?
Oh, you haven't seen it. I'll have to play it to you in a bit.
Yeah?
There's like a loop in it where you say pure crap and you can't say that and it like syncs up perfectly. So I've just broken it up so it'll be like me saying something and you'll be going pure crap. And then after something else, then you go, you can't say that, and I'll just go pure crap. You can't say that.
So
Pure crap. You can't say that.
what I've done is I've written myself out of a job here because you can just replace me.
I could just put that in
You
between
can just-
everything.
every statement you say. Joe, what do you think of the film we're about to talk about? Pure crap. I think it was good. You can't say that.
That's literally it. We'll have to play it. No, yeah, that was a bit of fun.
All right.
So what have you watched this week? Anything? Nothing? Dust?
I found out Rick and Morty is now on UK Netflix, and that is really good. I enjoy Rick and Morty. It is very, very good.
What the fuck is that?
Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
It's a US TV show about a young boy and his granddad having madcap science adventures. And
Is that a cartoon or is it?
It's a cartoon, yeah. It's an adult cartoon.
Oh, right.
And they like travel to other dimensions and that. Basically, the people that do it, it's very improvised, and they sort of animate around the improvisation.
That sounds like hard work.
It kind of is, yeah. But it is really funny. It's worth a watch. I'm going to recommend that you watch it.
Oh, I'll try. I'll put it on my to-watch list.
I also watched the Broadway show You're Welcome America, in which Will Ferrell is George W. Bush for about an hour and a half.
Is that any good?
It's really funny.
Oh, is it that funny, yeah?
It is really
He does
good.
do a good George W. Bush impression.
He really does. There's a like 5-minute segment where he's talking about Operation Monkey or something, where he wants to train monkeys to fight in wars, and it's really funny.
Operation Monkey.
What about you, Matt? What did you watch?
What I watched yesterday, speaking of Superman Henry Cavill earlier, I watched The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Have you heard of that film?
Yes,
It came out-
Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie, yeah. It's got Henry Cavill as, his name is Napoleon Solo. He's like this American spy. And it's got, what's his name, that dude? Oh, I can't remember it. It was in The Lone Ranger. Army Hammer. He plays a Russian spy. And they sort of have to team up and do spy things. But it's got like a really cool retro vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But it's worth watching. Like the action's decent and that, but it's definitely not like Guy Ritchie's best work.
No?
Henry Cavill's quite good in it though. A lot better than he's
When
fucking
was Guy
Spider-Man.
Ritchie's best work?
Snatch and Lock, Stock probably.
Okay, fair
He
enough.
just does the geezer comedies, doesn't he?
He does like the Cockney lads.
Even Sherlock Holmes he made into a bit of a geezer thing, didn't he?
Yeah. Backstreet Sherlock.
Have you seen the trailer for his new Knights of the Knights of the Round Table? It's gonna be geezery.
Is it? Are they just going to
got,
fight everyone?
It's got Charlie Hunnam from Sons of Anarchy in it.
Oh.
He plays Arthur. and Jude Law's in it, and they're both geezers.
Oh God.
Why are you saying it like that? It could be okay.
It could be.
Or is it just gonna be another Guy Ritchie?
Probably just gonna be another Guy Ritchie, East London. They're gonna end up just being in East London or something.
Set in medieval times with wizards and dragons. But yeah, that was decent.
Oh, Gabriel.
I'll tell you what I did watch that was fucking funny though. Fucking funny. Spy.
Yeah.
Came out last year.
That
with,
was supposed to be good.
Melissa McCarthy. It had Jude Law in it.
What
It
film?
had Miranda Hart in it, who I
What?
normally think is terrible. It was okay.
What film last year didn't have Melissa McCarthy in it?
The Man from U.N.C.L.E. I think that's the only one.
She's
been in a
was
lot.
so much last year. It was just too much.
In the last 3 or 4 years, she's blitzed everything. I didn't realise
Yeah.
how old she is, though. She's like 47.
No.
Yes, I thought she was like maybe 45, 46.
Gossip.
Gossip.
And
Rumours.
so,
Words.
It was funny. How much?
It was funny.
Yeah.
Jason Statham plays like a really over-the-top Jason Statham character who's like this proper
Yes.
spy who just talks bullshit.
I have heard that he's really funny and like self-depreciating comedy in that film.
Self-deprecating. And she's really funny in it. A lot of the little build-ups and that is just... Yeah, watch it. It's good.
Yeah.
I would give it a star recommendation. It was worthwhile from start to finish
Okay.
and quite enjoyable.
I'll watch it. I think it's on Now TV.
Some might say. Did you watch anything else, Joseph?
No, that's it. Should we start talking about the main film?
Just one thing I want to mention quickly. Before we start, I also watched Inside Out. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's about the emotions inside a little girl's head.
I've seen it.
Pixar. Oh, you have seen it?
Mm-hmm.
Did you like it?
It was alright.
Oh, it was only alright, was it?
It's not the best thing I've seen from Pixar, but it was pretty good.
Quite clever.
Very
Quite
clever. Oh
interesting.
no, it was very clever.
It looks very good.
Yeah.
Quite emotional, like they always do. It didn't sucker punch me like the other ones. But
No, that's it's average. It's average Pixar, which is still very good.
still very good.
Okay.
Are you ready for
Yeah.
the magnificent seven? It's because there's 7 main characters.
7 of them.
And they're cowboys.
One of them's Chinese.
One of them is Native American. One of them is really big and bald, and he talks in a strange voice
Oh,
for no
God.
apparent reason. We'll get into that soon. So this is the Magnificent Seven. Where do you want to go?
No
Do you wanna-
spoilers. No spoilers
No
yet.
spoilers
Let's
yet.
start with no spoilers. Go, plot.
Basically, there's a horrible bastard guy who wants to come into this village.
He wants to
and
take over the village.
take
He wants
over
their land.
He wants all their land.
And he offers them no money.
And they're basically just trying to formulate a plan to fight him off.
Yeah.
And he's not really having any of that.
Nope.
As you'd expect from a scallywag such as him. And in the ensuing struggle, the main lady in this film, her character's husband gets shot by the baddie.
Mm-hmm. And he offers, like, nothing for all their land. And they're like, this is an outrage.
This is an outrage.
And who does she go looking for?
She goes looking for a group of badass peoples that are going to be able to take back their village town
Yeah.
conference area. And the first person she stumbles across is Denzel Washington's badass. What was his name? His name was something Chisholm. I
Yeah,
believe it was.
Chisholm. Sam Chisholm.
That's the one. And he's basically a bounty hunter
Yep.
/ marshal who goes
Well, no,
around and just...
Yeah, he's a good guy, but he hunts bad guys for money.
So he's a bounty hunter like Dog.
But he's a good bounty hunter.
hunter.
And he's like, yeah, I'll do it.
And then
Chris Pratt happens to be in the same town as him.
just fast talking like he does.
Yep, just Chris Pratt.
Playing Star-Lord.
So yeah, so he's playing cards, and then he almost gets killed, but through sleight of hand and the magic trick,
And
he
his witty charm.
turns the
Surprise,
situation
surprise.
over. And then who do they go and find?
Whilst that's going on, I believe... who did they go find? I think they team up, didn't they? And then they split off.
Split up, yeah. So Chris Pratt goes off to find the Chinese guy.
And Ethan Hawke's character is called Goodnight something. I
Yeah,
don't know why it's called
Goodnight. His nickname's just Goodnight because
He's
he's
supposed to be
so
like a legendary gunslinger, isn't he?
sharpshooter. Yeah, he's so good at killing people that they call him Goodnight.
And he's with this Asian dude who's like awesome with knives because, of course, he has to be. He has to be able to just... He pulls his hairpin out and like throws it in someone's face.
He's like has a Mexican standoff with this guy, and he drops his gun on the floor, and the guy's like, "All right," and he just throws his hairpin at him.
Pretty cool.
And then they go off and find the bear guy, don't they?
Vincent D'Onofrio, who for some apparent reason is talking in The most bizarre voice I ever heard in my goddamn life.
Yeah.
Why is he talking like this? Me and Brad just started laughing.
I couldn't understand a word
what the
he said.
hell?
He just kept.
I mean, it seemed to like dial it down a little bit as the film went on. But in that first scene where he's introduced, because he has quite a badass introduction. He like fucking throws like a tomahawk into some guy's face and like stomps on some other guy's head, and then just starts going, "I don't know if I like around here anymore."
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4,
who thought that was a good idea for that character?
No idea, but it was horrible. There's 2 more. Two more.
Also, the Mexican who they come across.
The Mexican, yeah. Vasquez,
he's pretty cool. I mean, he's just.
They hunt him because he's wanted, isn't he?
Yeah,
and the deal is, if you join us, I won't hunt you.
Which doesn't really make much sense to me because couldn't he just kill them and then they wouldn't be able to hunt him at all?
Yeah,
that would be off the table.
Who's the last guy?
It's the Native American dude.
Oh, the Native American
dude. Talk. He just turns up
randomly. Yeah, he just randomly turns up.
It turns out he's really good with a bow and arrow / knife combination.
And then the bad guy's also got a Native American on his side.
Yep, he does.
And other than that, he's just sort of got loads of other guys. So they all sort of agree to team up and go and sort of
near enough
try
like the last
defend the town. That is the plot.
Near enough the last hour of the movie is them basically preparing the townsfolk for the oncoming invasion, trying to teach them a little bit, but they're all useless. And there's a little subplot where we find out that this Goodnight guy, who's supposed to be like a badass. All right, I'll start saying this. It's gonna be spoilers now.
Yeah, come on, man.
Spoilers now.
Before spoilers. This movie is very, very easily split into 3 parts.
There's the opening,
the problem, gathering the troops, and then there's the big
the final solution.
Yeah,
I believe is what it's called.
Now spoilers. Go on. What are you going to say?
Before we get into that, I was just going to say it does. Although I have a lot of issues with this film, I think it looks really good.
It does look
visually.
Really good.
It's very nice. The landscapes
I feel like
they
I was
use.
in the West.
Yeah,
but they should be good by now at doing Western films. It's not the hardest kind of film. Even that they probably built that town. I imagine they built that town from scratch.
Like, yeah, they would have done.
Yeah, but it can't be that hard.
No, it can't be that hard. But like the sound as well was good, or the music.
Yeah,
it fit very well. It was just visually you can't really fault it. So that's a point I'd like to make. Another thing is during all the action, it seemed like the gunshots were like extra loud. I don't know if you noticed that.
No, I didn't notice that.
It seemed for me, they seemed to have a lot of impact. So it had like quite a visceral feel to it. It wasn't like just like a little pop. It was like a proper like BAR.
Oh, okay.
Brush.
I didn't notice that.
Well, I did, and I've got a more professional ear than you, so that's probably why. But no, it's just that I thought it was cool in the sound design. They really seemed to pop out a lot.
Yes,
which was good. Which
my problem with the film is that it's just every single Western cliche you can ever imagine just shoved into one film.
Just into a giant mating ball of Western cliches.
Really, like the sort of... There's the evil guy he'll just kill anyone, and he just wants to gold, and he's ruining the land, and he's ruining the water. But he's going to shove us out the town.
The problem is, I believe that was, I think it was Peter Sarsgaard, his name is, the guy who played this character.
Yeah.
I can't even really remember what the villain's name was. I think he was
Bogue.
Bogue. He was on the screen for like about...
He was good, though. In that opening 5 minutes, he was scary.
In the opening 5 minutes, he did have some sort of intensity in that, but I don't know, it just all seemed like it had been really like done before. I know everything's been done before.
In the opening 5 minutes of the film, I thought it was setting up for something amazing. If you just took that opening 5 minutes, it was all shot really well, and he was straight away looked to be an intimidating character, and then you just don't see him for the whole film.
Well, yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? You get this build-up of this villain who's like supposed to be quite terrifying. He's supposed to be callous. He's supposed to just be a businessman who doesn't care. Very stereotypical of like westerns and cowboy films, to just be this horrible like arsehole. And he doesn't really do a lot. You see him shoot one guy, and then I think he orders shoots another one of his henchmen who lets him down, and that's near enough it.
Yeah,
there's not enough really for him to do in terms of that. And there's like another character that's wasted. He's got this guy. He's got a Native American dude who's like working for him.
Yeah.
And at the start, he like murders some people, and you think, oh, he's quite interesting. He's going to be
like a main boss fight. Yeah,
you think he's gonna, and you wanted to see more like good moments with him. And
yeah.
To be fair, obviously we're now in spoiler territory. You see him like shoot D'Onofrio's character with arrows, but that's not even a fight, is it?
No,
it's literally D'Onofrio running towards him,
Yeah.
and you think he's going to get up and like attack him, but then he just shoots him and he dies. And
The bear
that was
guy,
such a. I thought that was such a weak death scene for him as well.
And even when the bad Indian guy dies, he doesn't. It's not even a fight.
Well, that's what me and Brad
He
were
just
saying.
happens to be in the wrong place at the wrong time and gets shot by the other Indian guy.
Well, no,
which again is a trope.
They like stab him up, don't they? But it's not like a back and forth battle, is it?
No, it isn't. There's no like actual fighting. It's he just gets killed.
He just dies.
He was nothing special at all. Like, whereas you'd think, oh, he's the bad guy's main sort of right hand man. Oh, he's going to be well hard to fight, and he's not. And the other trope, they used the Indian guy
to kill the other
Indian guy.
And then he says to him, like, you're a disgrace because he's like betrayed the tribe.
It was such a trope. And no, it was just a trope.
So tropey. I think you should say trope again.
Trope.
The thing is, there's a film called Last of the Mohicans. I don't know if you've seen it. It was made in like 1991, I think, by Michael Mann. It had like Daniel Day-Lewis in it.
Mm-hmm.
And in that, there's a bad guy who's like he's sort of like a traitor like that. He's sort of like a native Indian, and he has like such badass moments, and he like kills one of the good guys, and then they have like this epic battle at the end. And that's the sort of thing I wanted to see here. There's like crazy like end fight because these two are badass. But it's like Brad said to me, Brad was like, I don't understand what happened because I thought they were gonna have like a proper fight.
Yeah, they don't.
And then he just runs at him once, he stabs him, and he runs at him again, and then he's dead.
Yeah, and I just feel like he didn't do enough to sort of warrant him being a kind of special part of the film.
Yeah, they didn't really need to highlight anything that he did.
They literally didn't need to highlight him at all. He could have been replaced by any other actor of any other skin colour or racial type.
Yeah, he didn't. Considering he had that character, there's more they could have done with his character. Maybe gone into like developed a little backstory for him, so we understood why he'd turned against his own people.
And do you know what? I will say that throughout, one of the problems in this film is there's no backstory really of the seven. And I'm not saying you need a backstory, but I feel like some of the seven had special skills because I thought that's what this sort of film was going to be. It's going to be like, oh, this guy's the quick shooter. He can draw his gun from his belt quicker than anyone else. And this guy's the sharpshooter.
And this guy's the knifey man.
They were like,
a bit like Predator, where they've all got their own like signature things.
I
like
genuinely thought it was going to be the seven. And, you know, Chris Pratt had his magic and he was sleight of hand and Denzel Washington was like the leader. But the problem was they were just good at shooting.
Yeah, they're all just like uniformly good at shooting.
Except for the Chinese guy who's good at throwing
But he was also good
knives.
at shooting. And the other guy was good at firing a bow and arrow, but was also quite good at shooting as well.
They weren't so much the Magnificent Seven, it's just seven good shooters.
7 people who are slightly better than everybody else.
Who were good at shooting. And do you feel like they were a little bit too easy to bring on?
Yeah, they all seemed to. There wasn't any real like haggling involved, was it?
The Mexican guy had to be like tracked down and negotiated with. That was cool. Oh yeah, I'll come help you if you promise you won't do it. And Chris Pratt got paid.
Yeah.
And the others just sort of, oh, my good friend Denzel Washington says he needs me. I'll go and help him. Yeah. And even the worst one was the bear guy. Vincent D'Onofrio.
That's where he walks off as if he's not interested.
He walks off.
Where does he reappear? I can't even remember.
He just reappears. He was tracking them when they fall asleep underneath the mountain.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he was tracking us. Don't ask him about it. He was tracking us.
I was going tracking you. I was going tracking you. My head hurts.
And then, and then the Native American guy, even that's just like, we're going to go help some people. Will you come and help? Yes.
Yeah, that was strange. It all just seemed to come together a bit. I mean, what for me was probably the coolest part was when they first go back to the town.
Yeah,
and they just like kill everybody off. But that's quite an interesting battle.
Yeah,
and like the little moments that they have where they're first walking through, and the people are like, "Oh, we've got you outnumbered," etc. And then they all appear. They just start kicking ass, and that's pretty good. But yeah. I just had, the whole time I was watching it, I was just waiting for it to get better, if you know what I mean. I was just thinking, at some point it's really going to blow me away or something.
I like the bit where they were training the village and planning for the attack. I did like that. That was quite good. It was just a bit like combat tactics. And a bit where like the villagers can't shoot. And then they can't shoot. And they go, they can't shoot because they need inspiration. It's like, no, they can't shoot because they can't shoot.
Yeah. You're not going to magically learn how to shoot.
And then he throws the gun at Goodnight's character and he just headshots 3 of these dummies, and then all of a sudden the village can shoot. There was no like.
Yeah, that's another thing. I was quite. Do you want to go through the characters? Should we talk through the characters and what?
We'll talk through the characters. Denzel Washington was amazing.
I think he's good in everything. He did a good job. He looked like a badass.
He looked good.
Very convincing.
He was a very good.
I don't know how
cowboy.
old he is, but he doesn't seem to be getting any older.
No.
I think he's probably about 70 by now.
I think he'll just sort of look middle-aged for a very long time, and then
he's
he'll
looked middle-aged for about 25 years.
Yeah, and then he'll become the Morgan Freeman of movies.
He's definitely like the most developed of the 7, I'd say. Innit? You see the most of him. You get to see what he's like. He seems like a fairly good person, although his job is like a bit like that involves violence and that. The fact that he says he's going to help this village, even though they do say they're going to give him all of his money, he doesn't seem to be so much bothered about that. He seems to just want to stand for something. He's
just very clearly on the good side of the law.
And then I think at some point, like towards the end when he's attacking the baddie, there's mentions of the fact that like quite a lot of his family were killed.
Yes, were killed by the bad guy.
He's motivated by quite a lot of revenge himself as well.
Because when he hears the name, that's what makes him want to help. Yeah. It's like
Bogue. Is it Bogue or Vogue?
Bogue with a B.
You saying Pam or Pam?
Vincent D'Onofrio's character, the bear, I couldn't understand a word he was saying, but he was pretty cool.
I was quite disappointed. I think obviously he's got the physicality. He's a big fat lump.
It's Tomahawk.
Yeah, and he had like the interesting look, like he looked like a trapper with all the furs and that. But that voice was just so
I know it was so
ridiculously stupid.
So
hopefully, it's going to be like in the cinematic history for just terrible, stupid voices. Because I couldn't take anything he did seriously.
No,
like I know that there was a point to which he was trying to like there was like humorous elements to what he was saying and that were quite funny. But I just kept on thinking, you just sound like such a fucking idiot. Like there's no one in the world that talks like this. Well, he did. I'll tell you who I was slightly disappointed in. I don't think he did a bad job in terms of his performance, but I thought his character, Ethan Hawke, is that Goodnight guy. He just seemed so cliched that it'd be like
it really was
like the super sharpshooter who's famous for however many like confirmed kills or whatever. But he's got some sort of PTSD and he can't shoot anymore, so he's basically using the Chinese character just to like win all these gun battles for him and cover for him.
I'll say it again, another trope.
And then he runs away before the final battle's supposed to happen, and then he just reappears riding forward on his horse, going, "Yeehaw! I'm back."
Do you know what? As well, do you know what annoyed me was he ran away, and it's like, he's obviously coming back. But when he come back, he didn't change the fight at all.
He didn't really do a lot.
He didn't do anything. He just come back. He didn't turn the tide of the fight. The fight wasn't even going against them. They were still winning. Like seemed to be winning at that point. He just sort of run back, going, "There's a Gatling gun." Yeah. And then everyone
found out pretty soon anyway.
And then everyone hid, and it was god. Yeah, he didn't do much. I like the Chinese guy, but once again, no backstory. Why the hell was he?
I think that's
cowboy?
I can't remember his name, but I think it's Lee Young something. He's been in
some young guy.
No, he's been in. He was in G.I. Joe, I think originally.
Oh, okay.
As the bad guy in that, and then I think he was in Terminator Genesis. He's been in. I think he was in Red 2. He's been in loads of stuff, quite a lot of stuff recently. But he does quite a good job.
Why was he in America? Why was he a cowboy? Give us some fucking backstory on him.
I think Ethan Hawke's character does vaguely mention about how he was a railway worker.
I met him in
who's a criminal. Or
he owes me his life. That's all he said.
Yeah, something like that. So words to those effects. But I must admit, I think he has the most badass action scenes.
Yeah, no, he's good. He's good.
Doing the old stabby.
Don't get me wrong. He has some of the best fight scenes in the film, but his character just didn't make much sense.
They're all just most of the characters just exist purely as like
Vasquez is very quiet.
Yeah,
he smokes a cigar.
We don't find out anything about him other than the fact that he's quite funny.
Yep.
And a bit of a rogue. Surprise, surprise. Hence the fact he was a wanted Mexican criminal.
Yeah.
And he's good at shooting.
And the Indian guy, he's just an Indian guy. He doesn't really have any banter with anyone. I
think he looked really cool. Like
his
war
paint
was
amazing.
Pretty awesome.
His war paint was really good. Yeah.
Out of all the characters, he must be almost the one that has the least to do, really.
Yeah, he doesn't do anything. Really.
I think he says about 5 words in English, where he tells a bit of a joke, which is quite funny.
The only joke is when he says he's hungry.
Yeah, because they didn't realise he could speak English, and then they're all like,
you can talk English. And then, other than that, he just fires a bow and arrow really well, which is almost like shooting a gun really well.
Butchie also does. So yeah, I mean, the characters had potential.
My biggest problem with any character was Chris Pratt.
Oh yeah, when I come to Chris Pratt, we nearly forgot about him. His character was what was
terrible.
His name?
I don't remember his
Faraday. I think his name was
Faraday. Yes, it was. It was Faraday. He didn't belong in this film. Chris Pratt as an actor, I really don't think he played a very good cowboy at all.
He just played Star-Lord. I think.
He just Chris Pratt. He was just being Chris Pratt. He's like Will Smith being Will Smith in Suicide Squad. He's just Chris Pratt being Chris Pratt. He just has little bits of banter and he just jokes a lot and
he does like this cheeky, witty stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing.
He can't do anything wrong, can't put a foot wrong.
I know what you mean. I feel like it's just because he's hot property, isn't it? That role could have been played better.
It could have been a lot better.
Fassbender.
But then again,
Fassbender.
I don't think
Hardy.
a
Fassbender.
very good actor would have actually signed up. I'm surprised Denzel Washington signed up for it, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, but
the story was really lacking.
He loves the director, doesn't he? Because it's the guy who made Training Day with and The Equalizer. So I think Denzel Washington's like sort of like his muse, if you will.
Yeah, I guess.
It seems to be. So.
But yeah, Chris Pratt does not play a good cowboy.
No, he doesn't really. He seems to have, in terms of diversity, he never really seems to display any. I mean, Parks and Rec, he's just like a fat idiot.
Yeah, he's a goofy, funny character.
It's like a moron. And then in this and last few films, even in Jurassic World, he had that element of just like the silliness. I mean, he was a bit more hands-on. But
do you know the scenes that made me laugh in this film?
What
Anytime
were they?
they
Please
tried to build any kind of tension, like when the Seven first ride in, they have to like overthrow the sheriff and all his deputies who have been who work for Bogue. And when they were trying to build up tension in that scene, like there were about 8 or 9 of the sheriffs and the Magnificent Seven kind of on rooftops, and it was like, you make the first move, and then someone would move their arm, but then it would flash to all 7 of the characters and their reactions, and every time every time something happened, it just went to all 7 of their faces, and the scene just took ages.
It did seem to take forever, didn't it? And they all had the same face, didn't they? They all just sort of scowling.
And there's like, I'm not going to give you my gun. Everyone's face 7 times. You are going to give me your gun. Everyone's face 7 times.
Yeah, you're right about that, mate. You're right about that.
Okay, so they they take over the dynamite, don't they? They get all the dynamite from the gold mine that they've just taken over and set the workers free.
The gold mine, yeah, that's a pretty cool scene.
And then they use
sniping off the back.
Use the dynamite to sort of kill some of the army.
Build like landmine sort of structures where they tie them up, blow them up.
I thought it was cool when they're getting like the school kids to paint the pinwheels so they know where all the dynamite is and stuff like that. That's pretty cool.
That was an interesting.
Sort of the whole town's getting involved even if they can't fight.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. How many of these people died?
Right, and that's the thing. I'm glad some of the 7 actually die in this.
Yeah,
because I thought that they just wouldn't die.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, talking about this,
only 3 of them survive.
We're going into like mad spoiler alert, and the people who survive aren't who I thought were gonna survive.
Well, knew Denzel Washington.
Well, we all knew. Yeah, but even that towards the end, where he has that scene where you think he might get killed by the baddie when he's killing him. But I mean, did I expect Chris Pratt's character to die? No,
I didn't expect Chris Pratt's character to do what he done.
What, to blow himself up? Like that was pretty awesome.
So he blew himself up to destroy the Gatling gun.
That Gatling gun's just murdering.
Yeah, murdering everyone. Yeah.
I feel like Goodnight's and Billy, I believe, his characters, their deaths was a bit lame because they were obviously in the tower. They were sniping people.
Yeah.
And they literally just get shot when it's just coming across them. There's no like, they're not even really trying to do anything particularly like dramatic.
They're not doing anything heroic.
They're just doing what they were doing before, except now they've been shot.
And that's the problem in the final fight. Some of them don't do anything really heroic. They're just fighting.
They're just there. And like Goodnight has this really dramatic stumble out of the tower and he like rolls down the side and everyone's just still in there and it's like, what was that actually for? Is it so later on when you see one of the characters come out and say, did he make it? And you could just look over and his corpse is there. No, he's definitely dead. I could see him. He fell off the roof.
In that final fight though,
I farted again.
When all the like enemy line up and the townsfolk were sort of like hidden, halfway through the fight it just feels like there were like more enemy than there actually were at the beginning, as well as more townfolk. They were just coming out of everywhere.
When they line up, it looks like there's about maybe 100 of them.
So they
come up like forever.
Yeah,
don't they?
The enemy line up, then they run forward, and then Dynamite takes most of them out. And then there's still about half an hour of fighting, and there's all these brand new guys keep running around.
Because I thought they might have like a second or third wave, and it'd be like a point that like the baddies like obviously prepared for that, but it didn't seem to happen. And it just seemed to be popping up from everywhere.
Yeah, and the other thing that annoyed me was halfway through the fight they got the Gatling gun out. Why didn't he just do that at the beginning?
You could start with a Gatling gun.
Start with the Gatling gun.
Then none of your people have to die. They don't have to get blown up.
It's like, no, let's send in it looks like we've only got 100 troops. Oh, we've actually got 1,000, so don't worry. But then
that literally makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, and then the Gatling gun comes out. But it's like, why didn't you just use the Gatling gun to begin with?
We could have started with this.
We could have started with the Gatling gun.
None of us might have died. Yeah, I think that's a bit of a how it should have ended thing, isn't it?
Sort of, yeah.
Oh, they're all just dead from the Gatling gun.
I couldn't tell who was who in the fight. I could tell who the Magnificent Seven were, but when there's just like the townsfolk, they're dressed exactly the same as the enemy. You could have at least put the enemy in some sort of uniform.
Yeah.
I had no idea who, unless they were on a horse, in which case they were an enemy. But if they were just standing,
That would have led to confusion, I imagine, during the heat of battle.
there should have just been a scene where like Chris Pratt just shoots one of the townsfolk.
I don't know who anyone
I
is.
don't know who he is.
We could have painted our guys blue.
Also, the other problem was if the bad guy, knew that they'd taken over the gold mine, he'd know that they had access to explosives.
Yeah.
Yet he's surprised when the ground blows up and takes up like apparently a tenth of his army.
It just starts blowing up everywhere. But yeah, obviously we spoke about Vincent D'Onofrio's death earlier, but yeah, part of me thought that some of them were going to die, and part of me thought, nah, they're all going to live, and then obviously they started dying.
I thought
wasn't too bothered
that
about
they'd
them
all
dying.
end up getting out of it, or maybe Goodnight. I thought Goodnight was going to die.
Yeah, I sensed that his end had come. I didn't think Billy was going to die. Oh, Billy! Poor old Bill Will.
Yeah, it was quite.
But on the whole, I mean, I'd say it was decent. It wasn't great. There was some entertaining parts. It's definitely not offensively bad in any way. It's just extremely cliched.
There are so many cliches. Like I've written some down. There's the Indian savage. There's just one of them, and they all shit themselves. They're like, oh my god, an Indian, we're gonna die.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, this is just a normal in Western film. And then there's there's the scene where the guy gets shot into the coffin.
Oh,
the guy just gets shot and then he falls into the coffin. And even earlier in the film, we'll leave some of these coffins behind, so because you're gonna need them.
Yeah.
And he's like,
oh, it's funny how that worked out for him, isn't it?
Goodnight running off and coming back.
The old, I'm going. Cliche. Oh no, I'm not. I've had a crisis of conscience.
The cliche right at the beginning where Denzel Washington walks into a bar, and just the music stops. They're all playing cards,
and they're all just looking at each other.
Ooh.
Do you think you can get there, boy? Do you think you can outdraw me?
It's like it's just sort of every Western cliche in one film.
It's a bit like that. And there's my phone vibrating.
You not silenced your phone?
I don't think it has silence option because it's so old.
At the beginning of the film as well, there's a bank in the town, and you can see them getting off chests of gold and putting it into the bank. I thought that would come into play at some point, but that doesn't come into play.
Bank of gold.
It's like, but if they took the town over, couldn't they just take the gold out of the bank? I know. There's just so many problems with this film. If you
Still
really
not that
think
bad
about
though.
it, it's not that bad. I thought the fight was slightly underwhelming.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
decent. There's a lot better films.
character development was slightly underwhelming.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't have particularly high.
But Denzel Washington was really, really good.
Denzel's always good.
He was really, really good.
We love you, Denzel.
We love you, Denzel.
I think we're coming up to the.
Don't make a Magnificent 7-2 or a Magnificent 8.
Oh, and the fact that they end the film with the woman saying they were magnificent. Holy shit, that was
She
bad.
was good. Sorry, we've not spoken about her.
Strong female character.
Strong female character.
Doesn't need men to look after her.
She don't need no man.
She don't need no man.
And she's apparently good at shooting.
Battling stereotypes in
I
Hollywood.
thought there was going to be another cliche and her and Chris Pratt were going to get together. They
I'm
didn't.
quite glad, yeah.
I'm glad they didn't.
That was good.
But yeah, she was good. I don't know what her actress name is and I can't bother to look it up.
Yeah, we're too lazy, but I think that's a good place to end it. We were around about the 40-minute mark.
I've got a couple of questions.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we'll go then.
I can't think of a good question for you about this. It's where would you rate it to begin with?
What do you mean?
Out of 10, what would you say?
6.
I'd give it a solid 5. It was very average. Would you recommend people go to see this?
I don't know if I'd recommend them go to the cinema, but I'd say it's something that would be worth watching on Netflix or
I've
something.
kind of got a new rating. Is the first one, would you go see it in cinema?
Yeah.
Then the second one is, would you buy it on DVD? And then the third one is, would you just wait for it to come onto a streaming service that you were subscribed to?
Yeah, I think that's
a good 3-tiered rating system there. I'd wait for it to stream. Wait for it to come onto Netflix. It's not worth watching.
Me too. I would also wait for it. Have you got any other questions, things you want to say? Mentions? Next week?
Do you think Westerns are dead?
No, I don't know, but I don't think they're particularly alive, given that there hasn't been a lot of them, really.
Yeah, no, I don't. I really think the Western genre.
I don't know how much money this film's made. I think it's done okay.
It probably will make a lot of money though, because like Chris Pratt's in it and Denzel Washington's in it. People
and it's the time it's being released as well. There's not actually that much out.
Yeah, there's nothing out.
Nothing big really.
And I just
other than Bridget Jones's Diary. Oh no, what is it? Baby. Oh, sorry.
And the other thing is this just fits into 2016 being a really bad year for films.
Yeah,
this was not a good film.
When we end our year with our top 5, because we're not going to do a top 10 yet, because I don't think there's even been 10 films
Bridget
that I've watched
Jones's Baby might even make the top 5.
We'll do that then, dear.
But yeah, go on, outro.
Thanks for listening to us, guys. You know where we are now. Next week, we're going to bring you Creed. We haven't seen that yet. We're quite excited. We like a bit of Stallone. We want to see how much his face has collapsed. So thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for listening, partners.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!